Hello, it's me, Eli, aka Slim. Make another video. This one's a long one. A couple days ago, I did a playtest with some of my friends over at the Northwest Playtest Group. Met them at a board game convention up in Seattle, and just really hit it off. They wanted to try Scattered Nexus and put it on one of their streams, so we agreed to that, and I wanted to show you guys that content. Of course, you can follow them on their Twitch channel, and I'll post a link to that in the description. But I wanted to post it on my networks to two things: show how the game plays. It's me teaching a game to a person who hasn't played it before, and we play through a whole game. And then at the end, we talk about the game and get their thoughts. That I thought was really fun and interesting. So just wanted to post that. But that's it. Feel free to enjoy watching it. It's about an hour and a half, so it's a long one. But anyway, hope you enjoy. I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
Woo! Look at that waving. So fancy. We got an extra set of hands on the show today. It's great. Oh, wait, and I went to the wrong tab. Okay, here we go. Awesome. Well, welcome. Happy Tuesday, everyone out there on Twitch and our Twitch chat. Thank you for joining us. Hello there, Bees are Mist, and the best username ever, Mr. Holden a Fart here. Thank you, thank you. Yes, jazz hands. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We have Eli on the show today. Welcome, Eli.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. Eli, we met at the Evergreen Tabletop Expo, which is now, I think like a month, almost like 2 months ago at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. It was just at the start of summer, and now we're at almost the latter half.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Really fun event though. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, what did you so I know we kind of were in passing and you had checked out some of the panels, but what was there a standout panel that you enjoyed going to at the event?
Yes, I really liked panel when Kickstarters don't start. That one made some friends there. You know, it's nice when you're vibing with the person doing the presentation, and then at the end they're like, "You guys want to go hang out?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure, let's do it." So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, just being
Perfect.
around a bunch of people who are like-minded, also vaguely addicted to game design and playing them. So yeah, my people.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great place to learn from people, and like you said, make connections. That's kind of the whole point of the convention. And yeah, I was pleased that we got to connect during that convention. I got to play a little bit of your game a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it was awesome enough that I wanted to definitely put it on the show and kind of share it around because speaking of Kickstarter, it's going to Kickstarter here in a few weeks, I want to say.
Oh yeah, yeah. August 1st is when we're planning on launching. So yeah,
Awesome, awesome. Right at the top of the month.
yeah.
So yeah.
You humbled me. I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah. We're gonna get into it. So make sure for those in chat, if you have any questions for Eli as we kind of get into his game and play it a little bit, feel free to put them in chat and we'll get to them. So let's see, because there's a lot of really cool history and such behind the game and kind of how it came to be. But before we kind of dive into it, I kind of wanted to see how people's weeks have been as far as whether it's playing games or any game news to share. I have one bit of thing to share, but I kind of wanted to hold it to the end. But Bo, do you have any game news or updates and stuff you've been playing this week?
We've been playing a lot. I brought both of the boxes out, but we got. So I have all of
Yeah.
Roll for the Galaxy, which I got. There's a sticker on it. It was used, but I got it for $96. That also includes the two promos that were in here. So there's a Board Game Geek promo and some other promo.
Oh my
Been
gosh.
playing that a lot, which I love. Roll for the Galaxy, and this one was a solid one. Bitoku. I bet I can improve these lights for a second.
Yeah, Holden says that's quite a steal for the $96 for all of Roll for the Galaxy.
Yep. It is. It's a hot one. I was super happy. And Bitoku, which we just acquired recently, this has been constantly on the table. So Nicolette and I have been playing this. It is, as I likened it, it's not a point salad. It is a point buffet extravaganza. There is just everything you do in that game will yield you points, or will trigger, like, it's just building machines. It's just, and it's so many different things you can do. Like, if you want to send your minions on a path, if you want to build buildings and crystals, and you want those crystals to trigger when you play your cards, do you want to discard card, like,
Looks beautiful.
it's such a crazy game. And it's funny because I was like, there's so much going on here. Like, how would somebody score like 100 points? And sure enough, like in our last game, Nicolette and I both scored like 100 points. Like, so we were like, yep. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good game.
Yeah. It was one on the new arrival shelf of Mox last time I went. So it kind of caught my attention with how pretty and stuff it was.
Yeah.
So cool. What about you, Eli? Any game news or updates from this week?
As I said, being so close to my Kickstarter, most of my focus has been on just getting all that together, making the page look pretty, just yelling it from the mountaintops. But also, aside from that, when I'm not doing that, I've had this weird fascination with solo games lately. So I just went down to the local game shop to mostly talk about my game, but also to get Friday, which is like that solo deck builder game.
Interesting.
It's cute. But yeah, just trying to figure out how those systems and mechanics work and how you can create a enjoyable experience with just a bunch of cards and making the player sad, and then how to get them to keep on going through and playing it, giving them something exciting to play around with. So yeah, still enjoying games and doing my research.
Yeah, that solitaire kind of motivation and the kind of what's needed to kind of get people to play a game by themselves and kind of feel accomplished and challenged.
Right. Yeah. I think particularly in card games when you were talking about Roll for the Galaxy, I was just thinking because I really like Race for the Galaxy, but I think it might just be because it's cards. I feel like I have some type of weird relationship with dice, so I'm trying to do some soul searching, figure out what that's about.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you're all into the deck builder, like you said, your world's kind of cards at the moment. So
right.
maybe dice are around the corner.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, and for those in chat here, I'm gonna put it right here. Let's see, sign up to be alerted. So if you want to know a little bit more, well, actually, rather sign up to get alerted for when Eli's game Scattered Nexus goes on to Kickstarter August 1st. It does, like you were mentioning, have deck builder elements, so you've been doing some research and kind of digging into it a little bit. But I just posted it in chat if people are interested in checking that out and getting signed up to get notified. No, perfect. And I think so I haven't really played much games. This week has all been kind of this last week has been COVID recovery for myself, which is I can tell you 0 of 10 do not recommend COVID, so don't get it. But the good news that did happen earlier this week, for those that didn't see, is they announced the winners for the Spiel des Jahres, the game of the year in Berlin, and our own local Cascadia took home the award.
No way! All right. I was just thinking about that, so I was like, "That's good to hear, man."
Yeah. Do I even have it? Okay, hold on. Do I have it? Quick spy. Maybe I don't.
Does it have it with a sticker now on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'd be fast.
It immediately made my game, old because it's not gonna have. So any Cascadia game, in the near future will have a Spiel des Jahres sticker on it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Congratulations to that whole team there at Flat Out Games, AEG. Randy, one of I think the lead designer on it. We have a number of other local game designers, but it's a great a great accomplishment to have kind of that team get that award for such a game that's kind of centered in the Pacific Northwest. So it's a great news.
Yeah, and it's funny because actually we talked about that a little bit before the show, and it was funny because like Julie was just like, so is there like some there's a board game group in Seattle, and I was like, yeah, I was like the 2022 Spiel de Jar for Cascadia, that he's in Seattle. Like I played that in 2019 at PAX, and Point Salad, and I just started naming off all these other games, and I was like, yeah, I was like, Seattle's right now there's a lot of board games getting out of Seattle. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you could say the Pacific Northwest is kind of a nexus of, game design, talent, and creators. And it's only going up from here. So
Did you
And that's
hear
what
that segue?
it was a
yeah,
say.
I just came here from California, just recently moved up to Oregon, and I've been feeling much more at home here. And then going up to Washington, it's been a little bit more friendly. So yeah, maybe it's gravitating people towards it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've met a number of people who kind of moved out here for game design. And so it's which is kind of an interesting thing to think about. I think when people think of Seattle, you think of like tech or you think of Boeing and but game design and kind of game making has all been, in the industry here too.
All the
Sounds like
IPAs.
game design and tech seem to have something going on between them.
Yeah. So like you said, you from California, I probably see a lot of that. I had seen a lot of that connection and stuff too.
Right. Definitely.
Yep. So I mean, it kind of builds for a great what is it, like a kind of a great community and a great amount of kind of creative thinkers that are kind of putting together games and such, like yourself. So I think right before we launch into Tabletop Simulator, I think we'd love to hear, Eli, kind of a little bit about your story then, about how you started to work on Scattered Nexus or got into game design, and let people know kind of what inspired you.
Yeah. Well, I'm a longtime game fan. Since teenage years, I was interested in games. Started with like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then kind of went into some other stuff. But yeah, uh, I guess there's I was a part of a comic group, a group of people that made their own comics. So they were just indie comic creators. Um, and there's a little bit of a camaraderie among them, because there's always this desire to get bigger, and like you want to get a cartoon, or you want to get a game made about your comic book, but then you kind of understand that you're too small and it's probably not going to happen. But one day I was just voicing these frustrations to one of my other comic creators, and I was like, you know what, I want to make a game about my comic. And then I was like, oh well, only my fans would really probably like it. And then my comic friend was explaining that yeah, he wanted to make a game about his comic too, but same thing, like no one's probably gonna like it. So I had the brilliant idea that like if our individual IPs, or intellectual properties, weren't big enough to really hold a game up, then maybe if all of us got our IPs together into a game, then maybe that would work. And that was kind of the catalyst or the starting point of Scattered Nexus. It's a Battlestar card game based on indie comics. So it's just kind of going around finding indie comics that are unique, creative, interesting, and then kind of putting them all under one roof. Also took a big inspiration from Smash Up. I played that. I didn't really like Smash Up, but it was mostly because I couldn't beat up my enemies. Like when they were beating me, I just had to accept that I was losing, and I was like, man, I would love to just punch this guy in the face, but I couldn't. So that was another inspiration for Scattered Nexuses. Takes that same type of shuffle building, deck creation system, but allows you to get up close and personal with the other players and the enemies. So So
Actually
yeah,
allows you to punch them in the face. Yeah.
exactly. That's what I want in my games. If you're doing something I don't like, I want to inflict violence upon
Mhm,
you. Game
mhm.
sense, not real world. Be nice to people, but
Yeah.
in a game, yeah, totally fine.
And like you said, it must be kind of fun too to be able to like battle like another fellow artist's character that they kind of designed and created.
Yes, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Finding synergies and like finding overlaps, like uh, finding like a character that has some sort of special power that makes sense in its story, and then it coincidentally links up with this completely unrelated character from a completely different story, and now they're best friends. And then you kind of go in your head about like, I think these characters would actually be friends if they ever met. And so it gets this weird like storytelling, this meta element to it. Assuming you're familiar with the source material. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Create some
One of
canon.
exactly. Yes, that's for the next expansion. I'll get into that. But yeah, one of my dreams for Scattered Nexus to have be at a comic convention and have some kid, that could be an adult, come up and challenge me to a game and try to beat me with my own characters. Uh, I'm still waiting on that to happen. I've been avoiding conventions, but as soon as I start going to them again, I think it increases the chance. But yeah, that's a big draw for me at least.
Yeah, that's a great goal. I think and I think that it's definitely in your future. Like you said, I think as you kind of put the characters and kind of the story and stuff that you build and your heart and soul into the game that you're creating, it usually comes through. And even though, like you said, it's kind of niche as far as like it's something that you created and your friends created, um, I think you usually will find a pretty dedicated fan base that also really gets invested in those characters and stories.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
I, I definitely think it's a
Yeah.
future thing.
I think it's also just based on just board gaming in general. Themes are usually very like loose. Like how many like you can like fantasy, and then okay, there's a fantasy theme, but then when there's all these branches of fantasy where you're getting into like just I guess indie fantasy. It's like we don't want to just go Lord of the Rings. We wanted to make our own twist on it, and then they kind of create their own little world that only exists within the game. So I feel like um, my game being just a bunch of different indie comics kind of create that own little pocket world, and I think it's a little bit stronger than like some of the more like generic things just because of that. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's interesting.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love the story behind that and bringing like you said, you had like this rich world and you're like, well, why not make a game that kind of like further
Yeah,
builds that out and lets people create some fun stories. So,
yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Well, yeah, we're happy to kind of show it off. I know we have it kind of opened in the sidelines here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, think we'll get that booted up and we can kind of show a little bit more about the art and the cards because you mentioned that you did the art and graphic design.
Yeah, yeah. I of the 12 that are we're working on, there were six from 2002. Uh, there's six from 2020, and then there's six more that are going to be released in the new Kickstarter. And of those 12, I've done the art for two of them. One of them is my own story, and then one story I did illustrative work on. Um, but yeah, so it's fun. And then I did the graphic design on everything.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. And yeah, as you mentioned, some of the other decks that are kind of their own comics are
Yes,
other artists' comic
yes, exactly.
characters.
Yeah, I try to take as much art just from the creators as I could to keep it easy on them. We usually use recycled art from their actual comic, or some of their promotional material, or posters, or whatever, um, just to keep it
Gotcha.
easy on them.
Cool. Yeah, let's see. So I know Bo has it kind of booted up there, and yeah, if you want to kind of maybe show off a couple of the cards and stuff in the different decks, and then from there we can go into gameplay and kind of a game overview.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's see. Let me focus on the newer ones because they're newer and shinier. Um,
Okay.
so um, so yeah, in this game, they have these decks that are based off the different comics. And I said you build your deck by selecting three and shuffling them together and to play with. So it goes a little bit away from usual battle card games where you build a deck one at a time. We simplified it down pretty significantly. Um, the genres are there's 10 different genres. I won't go into all of them, but you can tell by these cards. Um, the top card, the main two genres of each one of these factions. They have a primary and a secondary. So, for example, this one's purple green, so it's mostly purple, a little bit of green, and that's fantasy superheroes. You couldn't tell by the thing. So we have like superhero sci-fi, tragedy, horror, adventure, fantasy, adventure, tragedy, and then horror, fantasy. And each of the colors and genres plays like they have their own strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, in each of the decks, you have. I actually really like Next Reaper. So each of these little stacks has 5 characters, um, which are the black border cards, and then 2 copies of 2 white border cards. And then they have a little player aid as well, just kind of help if there's any like specific wording or keyword that gets used in this group of 10, it's usually listed on this little player aid card. But yeah, that's the general deck makeup. Let's see. It's hard knowing where to start. I try to focus on like streamlined, intuitive design, so everything's kind of tied into other stuff. So knowing where to start explaining is always the hard part.
No worries. I think we kind of got a good overview that talks about how you're combining a few of these decks, and like you said, they
Yeah,
have different genres. What's kind of so it's a 2-player game, at least from what I see of the setup here, right?
yeah,
Cool. And then what's the kind of objective? Like, what are people trying to
yeah,
accomplish in this game?
yeah. Um, in this deck, you're battling your opponent, and you're using life decking. So your deck represents your life. So when you do damage to an opponent, they will lose cards from the top of their deck, and it'll go to the discard pile. And if they ever need to take damage from their deck and can't because it's empty, they'll lose the game. So you're trying to do that to your opponent before they do it to you, which is a pretty common mechanic. This game does something a little bit interesting with it, whereas uh, in this game you can play. There's no mana system or action points or anything like that. You're just playing cards from your hand into your 5 slots that you have. You can play as many cards as you want, and there's no nothing stopping you from doing that. But at the end of your turn, you'll always draw till you have 5 cards in hand. And so the more cards you play, the more cards you have to draw, the faster you die. So it's kind of trying to control your own tempo and your own impulse control, I think. Um,
Yeah. Not so you're not playing all of your kind of characters kind of out at once, or you know,
right.
discarding cards willy-nilly that kind of runs out your life.
Yes, you can get exploited pretty easily if you can't focus on keep your priorities in order, because it is just naturally fun just playing the stuff. I've seen players just go through hands after hands, just putting all the stuff out as much as they could, uh,
Hmm.
and then the enemy just like kind of pokes them with their little needle, and then they lose because they've overinvested way too much.
Yeah, I definitely felt that pull when I had played, just having a handful of characters, and you're like, ooh, when do I play those?
Right.
Yeah, versus like, when, you know,
Mm, right.
when to attack, and even like that too.
Yeah, but it is fun because as it is nice because sometimes you get into those tactical, tit for tat. Hey, what are you playing? Let's try to balance it. But sometimes you get 2 players that are on the same page. They're like, I want to play all my stuff. You want to play all your stuff? Let's just play all of our stuff and just wail on each other, and
Hmm.
then we'll have fun, and then see who wailed on the other better. So
Yep.
that's fun too.
Perfect. Well, I think that's a pretty good explanation to kind of like maybe jump in and see like a setup, and maybe a couple rounds as time allows.
Yeah.
So I know like I said, I've played before, so I kind of have like leg up as far as understanding of the things there. But Bo, did you want to also jump in as the second player? How is it? How is it on your end?
On my end, I could do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Put up
Okay.
your dukes. So yeah, I have a server up.
Okay.
The server's name is Eli, E-L-I. Password is game, G-A-M-E.
Oh, okay.
All about.
Well, let me start doing some stuff. All right, here we go. I gotta
Okay.
get my.
Yeah, hold, please, everyone, as we jump in.
That's my games. All right, I'm gonna transition away. So give me a second. It's gonna be just us talking, just over a wonderful screen that says Playtest Northwest.
No worries. No
While
worries.
I get it together.
So yeah, it looks like you're in here.
Yeah, I know I'm in here. I'm the one that has the funny slime face.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I think Bo's gonna take a second to manage his screens and stuff. But while he's doing that, yeah, if anyone has
Oh,
Yeah, any questions?
she
Oh,
dropped out.
Oh,
I apologize. What was that password one more time?
game.
Game.
G-A-M-E.
Game. There we go. All right. Well,
She was just about to say something so important. I know it.
about a couple years.
there she is. Welcome
She's
back.
Oh,
You had disappeared on us. You're just saying, hey, if you have any, and then you cut out, and then you come back. A couple years is the.
oh, weird. Okay, hold on. Well, let's see. Well, hopefully my video comes back. I just kept talking, but audio is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Your audio is good. Okay, there we go. So, all right, I will choose a color.
So curious about what she was saying. So yeah, if you're building a deck, you probably don't know what these genres really do. So usually what I do is have you tell me what type of player you are or what genres you like, and I'll mix a deck up for you.
I don't know. You got comedy?
Bro.
You got comedy in there?
No comedy. I couldn't figure out a mechanic to make comedy work.
He's looking at the tragedy. He's looking at the tragedy masks.
Okay. Yeah. If you're comedy, tragedy is like the opposite of comedy.
We'll do superhero. Wait, no. Let's do. What is this one's sci-fi?
Yeah, the blue atom symbol.
Yeah.
That's sci-fi. Yeah, let's hook you up with some sci-fi. Let's go this one, this one. I don't recommend being all three sci-fi.
Oh.
So let's go with that one. Yeah. That's good. That's good. And then I'll be. Let's be fantasy. Let's go with that, this, and then we'll add in a little bit of that thing. Boom. All right. So we don't need any of this stuff now. So let's see. You can flip all your decks over. There's 2 cards on the back. You can take both those out. Yeah, that for you.
There you go, Bo. If you want to jump into the red player, then you can actually play your.
What is happening? My screen is not updating, so I'm just.
That's all right. I'm just setting all your stuff up. So
Okay.
you got a little time.
Yeah, and I left my seat so you can get into the red player spot. I'll spectate.
We got player aids. We got your deck.
That's so interesting. My game is not refreshing, or my screen is not refreshing. I might have to double check on this. Oh, that's right. There we go. I forgot. There was a setting. Everything's better on my side now. I apologize. Okay, so I'm sitting down in. Nope. I don't want to mute Nicole. Why would I do that? Here we go. I got this card. So that's my player turn.
Yeah, that's just your player aid. You can use it, but I'm also a really good player aid, just me being here next to you. Okay. So, yeah. So I put your deck together.
Oh.
There were some location cards. I removed those. We're not going to play with those. And then some play rate cards. If you come across any card that says something weird, on the bottom left, it should have a comic title. Find that player aid, and then it should have that thing you're confused about to help. Also, feel free to ask me any questions. I'll answer them honestly, even if it's to my detriment. So it should be fine. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to shuffle your deck, draw 5 cards.
All right.
We already did the deck making thing. Can you see my hand on your thing?
No, your hands.
Oh, cool. All right. So there are 2 types of cards you're going to come across. There's black border cards and white border cards. I'll just pull them out. Pull a demonstration out. So as I said, you have your 5 slots. You'll play cards into your slots, and it's fine. Black border cards are going to enter the front of one of your rows, and they're going to be used as characters. They're going to attack your enemy and defend yourself against enemy attacks. You'll have an attack phase right before you draw back up, where you'll be able to exhaust your characters to try to get them to hurt your enemy's deck. And I'll explain a little bit more about that. They're in the front row because they're happy. They're full of life. If they take a damage, they'll move to the back row. If they take damage while they're back here, they'll go to your discard pile. So that's why there's different rows. Also, characters exhausted because it attacked or something told it to get exhausted, it won't defend against enemy attacks. So it's like tapped in magic. Like it's tired of your crap and doesn't want to work for you anymore. Beginning of your turn, they'll all wake back up. They'll ready. Then we have white border cards. These can be played in one of 2 ways. So you can play them to an empty slot, just right here, and then you can use the event ability. Whatever's written on the bottom, do that. Then at the end of the turn, you'll remove all your white border cards and send them all to your discard pile. You can also put it underneath a character instead to give it that top ability. It's called a trait, and they usually do stuff. This one, for example, makes the character brave, and it doesn't exhaust when it attacks. So it can attack without getting turned sideways. But all 3 of your different genres have a different trait. Actually, 2 of yours match. So the green says shield. It makes it so that you put it on a character, then if that character would take damage, you discard the shield and it doesn't take damage. And then you have a sci-fi trait, which is prepare. It says if it's on a character and somebody uses an event that you don't like, you can discard it from that character and say that event has no ability. I don't like that, actually. Those are some pretty good traits to use. Oh well, I'll make do. And I think that's it. Some characters have abilities. They'll describe them on the bottom of the card, and characters also have a impact number. That's how strong they are at fighting. The number at the top left. So the bigger the number, the more people they beat up. I'll explain how characters fight and how impact is kind of calculated later. Yeah, I think that's enough to get started. Do you have any questions right out the gate?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, perfect. Let me play some stuff. Oh, also you can play any card from your hand face down as a 1 impact character. Sometimes your hand might suck, or you have a card that you really don't care about, and you'd rather have just a body. So you can do that. I'll play 2 cards. Play this character, just a 2 impact, vanilla. Then I'll play this character, 4 impact. Then I'll play this 1 impact character. It's cute. It's not even doing anything cool. But I'll end my turn after that. I can't attack you because you haven't had a turn yet. That's how the rule works. You can't attack a player that hasn't had a turn yet. But I'll end my turn there. I'll draw 3 cards, fill up back to 5, and then it's your turn. Wow, I am only drawing characters. Very interesting. Yeah. So you can play stuff.
All right, have at it, Bo.
I'm looking.
Take your time.
Okay, I'm probably gonna do.
Oh, one more thing. You can play white border cards at any time for their
Okay.
event ability.
Okay.
So do that on my turn or your turn. Not the trait part, but only the event part specifically.
Okay.
Just in case you had some cards, you're like, why would I ever do this on my turn?
Okay, I will. Oh, interesting. Okay, I will do. I won't do anything.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. All right. So after your action phase where you play your cards,
Yep.
go into your attack phase.
Yep.
You can attack with your
Oh,
characters.
I could attack if I was to do some stuff.
Yeah. So you'll go through your action phase, attack phase, draw phase.
All
So
right. I'll pass my attack phase.
okay. All right. Goes back to my turn. I go back to my action phase. I don't trust anything you're doing over there, so I will put this one face down. So it's a 1 impact character.
Mhm.
Usually there's no way to flip a card once you put it face down. It kind of stays that way. But there is an ability that's a flip ability, which says if this does have a flip ability and gets into a fight, I can flip it up for its effect. So maybe it isn't, maybe it is. Who knows? All right, so let me show you how attacks work. I'll enter my attack phase, and I'll name a color. Name a color, then you can attack with any number of characters of that color. It's like a team attack.
Got it.
So I'll say red, and then I can attack with any of my red fist characters.
Okay.
And with both of them, I'll send both of these towards you to try to do 6 damage to your deck.
Now, do I have a chance to respond?
You can. Yeah, you can use that.
I'll do this first one. I can play this character from my hand at any time. When played, I draw a card.
Nice.
So I'll draw
I like that.
I'll draw that now. And I will drop down an edge event. So it's play a sci-fi type character from your hand into the slot, then it gains this trait. So
Nice.
then I'll do that. That's a sci-fi person.
Nice.
And
Okay.
there we go.
All right, so now you got 2 characters. So I have the way I try to explain it is I have this 4 guy and this 2 guy. They're running across a field to go and punch you. You have these 2 in front of you, and you can tell them to go, hey, go and stop that guy or whoever you want. You can even say, hey, both you guys, go beat up that one that's trying to attack me.
Got it.
Then they'll pair off based on who's fighting who, and then we can calculate damage.
Got it.
When you calculate damage, it's not not the way people think it is. You just compare impact. You just say which number is smaller in this fight. That character takes 1 damage. That's how it works.
Oh. So if I was to say like do both of these against that 4,
yes,
they would just
so that works a little differently. So you'd have a total of 4.
Yes.
They would tie. So mine would take a damage, but also both of yours would take a damage because they both fought a 4.
Interesting. Okay.
So you 1 for 1. 4 with a 2, and then a 2 with a 2.
Yeah,
it's your choice.
I'd probably end up doing that, and then I guess I would do that. I mean, at least I would stop that from dealing damage to me.
Yeah. So yours takes damage. This one, these both tie. but this one had a shield on it, so
Yes.
it would lose that and be fine. Yeah, so he doesn't take the damage because he was shielded.
Okay. And this thing is turned sideways.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
They don't get exhausted.
Oh,
from
because
defending.
they were Okay.
Yeah.
Only attackers. It sounds like
Got
gets
it.
the exhausted.
Now
Only because
the marker would this would take damage, yeah?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It fought this 4 and took a damage. That's why it's in the back row and not the front row.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
And that damage heals?
Nope.
Oh, so it's
stay in the back row until it takes another damage and goes away.
So you would get out a trusty ballpoint pen and you would just mark up the card and say it's got one. Okay.
No.
I was gonna draw on it, but I can't draw on the card.
That's funny. But no, it still has 2 impact. It's still doing all the same stuff.
Okay.
But the reason you didn't exhaust is because it's your turn now. My turn ends after I attack.
Okay.
I draw 1 card, and it's your turn. So they mostly don't exhaust because it's annoying to exhaust them to then just unexhaust them immediately.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe mechanically there's a reason.
All right.
But you'll notice the 2 cards on my turn had you a smaller hand when your turn starts.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. And if something has an activated ability, can it be used the turn it comes in, or do you?
Yeah, there is no summon sickness in this game. So
Okay. All right. So then I will drop this Cassandra Royale, and then I will.
So that's a weaken ability. So you can send it to the back row at any time.
Yep.
And then use that power.
Okay. Oh, so I weaken it.
Correct.
You know what? I am gonna do that. I am gonna do that. I'll draw a card.
Nice.
Card draw.
What else is it? Also exhausts the character.
Okay.
So
that
so
is.
He like zaps someone. So no, so he gets weakened. He just goes back row to use his power. But his power is exhaust something and also draw a card.
Got it.
So you can exhaust one of mine.
Oh, okay. I thought it was exhaust it. I would like to exhaust the one that's face down.
Yeah. Fair.
And I will. Let's see. I will just attack with it then. So now I will turn it sideways.
Yeah. So you name a color, and then you can attack with any number of characters of that color.
Blue.
Okay. So any other ones want to jump in, or just him?
I can do that. If I can do that with this other one, then yeah, I would turn it sideways.
She still stays in the back row, but she is. All right. Is that guy coming in too, or
no? I'm not gonna do that.
Play it safe. Play it safe.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to. I don't really have much. I'll block your 2 with my 1. That's all I really got.
Okay.
So this will be. Oh, sorry. So mine would take a damage.
Yep.
But because it's half the impact of yours, it takes damage twice. There's a little. You don't have to play with that. Usually, when you were just playing your first time, I just skip that rule. But yeah, I instinctually play with it. So block the 2. It'll go discard pile, and then this 2 will hit me, and then I'll take 2 damage from my deck.
And then okay. Interesting. Okay.
Okay. And then you should end your turn.
Is there like a post phase where I would be able to do that?
You can't play any more characters.
Got
you
it.
Can't play events every time.
Okay. So then I think that's gonna be.
So you're ending it.
That's it. That is it. Yeah. So it's your turn.
All right, I will ready these 2, and then play some stuff. So you're a capable player. I was underestimating you. Let's see.
Suppose maybe he played a Magic game or so in his time.
Right.
Yeah, a few.
So this guy says, if any of my characters would take damage, I can direct the damage to him instead.
Yeah.
So he's a very nice guy. I will then attack with. These guys don't quite match, which is saddening me. Let's attack with red.
Okay.
Going with this one and this one.
Okay. I will block that one, but I also have I have like a little
An
event. Yeah, it says it would prevent all damage. Chosen character does this turn, so it would against that number 4.
Yeah.
But
So,
it'll.
so you put an empty slot, and then say that guy deals no damage this turn, or would you? Because you're already blocking him. Do you want to change that around a little?
It would. I mean, like this would deal a point of damage to it, bringing it down to 1.
Right.
I think.
So
I want to hang on to it because it's got its abilities. So.
Yeah, he's got.
And this thing, I don't know what's going on with this thing.
It's a 1 impact guy.
Yeah,
I'll
let that happen. So
right, cool. I'm going to use an event real quick.
Oh.
Since you're letting that happen. I'm going to use this. Give a face down card plus 2 impact this turn. So it goes from a 1 to a 3.
Oh. Say, I was waiting for it. Okay, so I discard these.
Correct. You lose 3 cards from your
deck. All right.
And then this one says prevent this thing from doing damage and then do a damage to it. So it goes back. All right. And then all of our events, all of our white border cards go to the discard pile, and then it's your turn.
All right. So these are turned right up?
Correct. And I'll draw 2 cards to end my
turn. Would they move, like, would this move up or would it just be back here?
It stays back there till something says to heal it.
Oh, okay. And if I do that weaken thing, I can't do that weaken thing because it's already back here, right?
I'll say you can.
Okay.
It's actually been a large debate among my playtesters. Is that heroes would sacrifice themselves; they wouldn't just.
Oh.
So yes, it would go to your discard pile, but you would get its effect.
Oh, okay.
Which seems fun. It just sucks for the ones that are like, make me stronger. It's like, no, you're dead. So like that would be silly, but this one in particular is probably fine. You'd exhaust a thing, draw a card. I think he'd be all right with that as his legacy. Yeah,
I think what I'll probably end up doing is I will do that, and then I will so I'll weaken.
Who you exhaust?
What does this one do again? It takes damage. You may deal the damage to this character.
Yes.
I will. I will actually.
It has a bigger number.
It does.
And has an ability.
I will tap this one. Yeah, the 2. Okay.
Yep.
And then I will put out Obsidian. So that's out now. And I will. I might as well just go vertical on that. So I'm going
to use this event real quick.
I
want to this character and put this trait on him.
Oh no!
So he's exhausted, and then he gets this, which gives him -1 impact. So he's tired.
No! Okay, well then, yeah. Now I'm still gonna go vertical. So yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
So do that.
Nice. I don't have too much I can actually do about it. So let's see. I'll have this guy stop this one.
Yeah.
And then I'll take 2.
Oh, the dwindling cards.
Are you beating me? All right. Then you'll draw 4.
Oh, then I will draw 4. All right. Draw. And that is my turn. So it is you now.
You can press the number 4, and you'll draw 4.
It's been a bit since I've used Tabletop Simulator.
All good. All right. Let's see. Okay. I don't feel like I'm doing too bad. Let's keep the pressure up. let's my colors don't match. That's what's sucking. Let's go red. Let's attack you with these two.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you almost have all the slots filled up with characters.
Right, exactly. So I don't want to, freaking
Okay.
shoot myself in the foot.
Well, let's do this. So
Nice.
this is going to do play a sci-fi character for my hand, which
Yep.
here comes a sci-fi character for my hand.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Characters. Oh, whoop! My mouse is all over. Characters that lose battle to this character are damaged twice. Okay.
Yeah,
So
well, this guy's already gonna die, but still.
yeah, I will. But you could
So these two are coming at you.
Yeah, I'll block this one. Oh, nope. No. Sorry. I'll
That's all
block the two with my sword guy.
Nice. All right, and then you'll take the 4.
Yep.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. All right. That ends my turn. On to you.
All right. So let's do this right side up, and let's do this right side up. All right. I guess what I will do. Interesting.
3.
I will probably. I'll just do it again. So I'll go again.
Okay. 2, 2, and 2. Okay. You got some plans. I feel it. All right. What I'll do is I'll block this guy.
Okay.
With my face down. And I'll take the 4. You took 4. I'll take 4 too.
Yeah.
When this battles, I'll flip it. So it becomes a 2. And it says, heal a character for each romantic character I control.
Oh, wow.
She's the only one. So she heals this guy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then, they both are 2, so they both take a damage. So you.
Okay.
And then I'll take 4. Unless you had some other.
No.
Any event.
Turn around. It's exciting.
Okay. All right. Then you'll draw 2 cards, and it'll be my turn.
There we go.
Let's see. You got 7 cards left. I got that much damage. I'll just try to kill you. Let's see.
So 7 cards, 7
that
cards.
what he wants me to think. Let's play this card. Says, when played, each player erases a character they control. So it takes a character and removes from the game.
Oh.
I'll remove this one.
Oh, man. So that goes, and then you get your card back. Oh, it's removed from the game, so yeah, let's set it off to the side.
Then I'll attack with horror and just see if I lose. It's either you'll lose or I'll lose. One of us has to.
So you're doing, okay. Okay.
Yeah, going back, attacking with everything.
I will prevent.
I knew it.
I'll prevent that one, and I'll deal that one. So I'll at least just take the 5. Yeah, that would be pretty much it. So I'll take 5.
Yep.
All right. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
All right. We'll see. Anyway, I'll draw 1 card and end my turn. A mistake going that sideways. But we'll see.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh wow. Yeah, I'll do. Oh yeah, these are supposed to be turned right side up.
Yeah.
And that one's down there. Yep, that one's right there. Okay. Let's see. I got so many things happening. I will. If it's a one character, does the one character start at the very back?
No.
Oh, so it starts to the front. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I could weaken it, and would that take it out though?
No. It deals 1 damage to itself, and then we'll go to the back row.
Okay.
And then you use the effect. So search for an event, reveal it, add it to your hand.
Yeah, I want to do that. I know there's got to be something in there.
Right, we're into the game here. There's gonna be something cool. I want to see too. Let's see what's in there.
Let's see.
So that's all the white border cards, just to help.
Let's see.
No, it looks like most of your events are defensive. So
yeah. Let's see. I mean, the only thing that's really gonna try and keep me somewhat alive.
But also, I said they can be used for their trait as well. So
yeah,
back to your hand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's a rough one. I mean, like, the one that I would really do is it's gonna be that one to prevent damage, and I'll go back into my hand. So you know that one's there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's see. I will play this here. How many am I at? 2? So that will return orange back to my hand.
Yeah, it's actually a non-orange.
Oh, a non-orange. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Then I.
Yeah, you can return him and use him again.
Yeah, right? That's true. I mean, like, I could, yeah, just bring that one back and just do that. I might as well. And I don't think I have anything that I really. I mean, I might as well. Oh, no, I'm not gonna. I got everything good that I need. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Now, what I will do is what I got 2 here. 2 here.
So I said if you draw your last card, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you try and can't, then you lose.
Yeah.
So,
I play blue decks all the time. I'm aware. Okay, so here we go. I'll place this one down, so I'll just give that a bump. Might as well. And I will. Yeah, it's just a game of numbers at this point.
Yeah, I think you're 1 too low.
Yeah, I am 1 too low.
I am wide open.
Yeah, I think even if I was to do it, so yeah, if I was to try and, well, actually, I'll go all, you could just let it happen. I mean, yeah, I'll still go all in and just do it anyway.
I'll take 5 damage.
Yeah.
I got 1 card left.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I believe your turn will end. You'll try to draw 3 cards, and then you'll lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
So close.
Well played.
You knocked out all my big numbers.
Right. Yes.
I watched my 5s go one after the other, and I was like, no, that's not good.
Yeah. What is it? We did play with the the learning version of the game. There are a couple other things that you usually do with your second time playing, which is some of the big changes are you can damage your hand instead of your deck. So like you can be like I've taken 3 damage. I know I don't want these 3. I'll discard those rather than losing cards for my deck.
That changes it. That changes a lot, actually.
Yeah, right. But yeah, but people playing the first time usually don't know what a good
Excuse
card
me.
is, so they're like, I don't know. So you just have them damaging their deck. But yeah, there's a little bit higher level of strategy when you get into some of the the second time playing. But just basically the just understanding the freedom and the dangers of playing all your cards and understanding how combat works are usually tricky enough that if you don't know what a battle card game is,
Mhm.
that's enough to take your attention. But after you get that down, then yeah, you can add a little bit more. But yeah,
Yeah, it was fun to see
overall,
different decks played. Because I think they're slightly. I mean, that's what's kind of nice about combining, the three different decks. Is every game feels a little bit different.
right, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'll take this as your first time playing. Did everything make sense? Were there any elements that were confusing?
Oh no, everything made sense. I just, it's always that first, time you're getting through the game and you're trying to do it, and it's also like, it's a card, it's like you're getting into it. It's just everything's fresh and new. But no, everything was very easy to understand. I think it was just that kind of silliness. Is that it's kind of that it's kind of that rough thing is that it's hard to separate some elements of Magic and like when you're trying to not like not in a comparison way, but like you have that mindset where you're like, well, the number is how much it can deal, but that's how much it can take. And once it like clicked that I was like, no, it takes 2 points of damage and it's out. Like that's what you're looking
Right.
at. And I was like, oh, then that just makes it that much simpler because you have this base level that everything's going to be that too. So it's just that flat level that everybody gets a good understanding for it. And then it's just purely the mechanics and how you do them, how you play them, like, and it gives you that structure of like how you should do it. I totally dig it.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
I mean that's the thing that intrigued me, I think, most when I played Scattered Nexus is the kind of elegant simplicity of kind of the turn structure and the game structure in general.
Yeah.
I think that's usually my struggle when it becomes like usually when it's like a card game, usually a battling card game. For me, I get exhausted with Magic and stuff and things like it because it tends to be too. I got to think of the rules. I got to think of which phase I'm in.
right. What new
and
keyword came out this
yeah,
year? And
yeah.
what's the meta like? Right.
But this one had a lightness to it that was refreshing, and the speed of it as far as like the gameplay and how that tension definitely ramps up as your cards start going away.
No,
Uh,
it's really
I
good.
like it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm glad you noticed that freshness. Another catalyst for this game was me and my wife play Magic a lot, but she kind of started becoming a little shy playing with new people. Building the deck kind of became a little bit of a chore. Like she was like, "All right, I got these 300 cards. I need to whittle this down to 60. Is this card better than that one? Who knows? It depends on the situation." So one of the parts of this game was just make a game that I could just get out and play with my wife and kind of get some of that same Magic fun, but like so much less of the overhead, and have a little bit more of a fun, silly, lighthearted game rather than every move. Oh, you missed your trigger. Oh, that's it. You lost now, type of thing.
Right. Yeah,
There's
definitely.
there's a lot of interesting. I mean, like it's funny because it's a very interesting thing because you were mentioning you would be doing like a convention or something like that. And the first moment that you said that, it actually my headset was muted and I didn't know it. There was a game called Story War, and the only reason that I got it is because they were actually at the same booth with Cards Against Humanity. This was at PAX 2013. Oh, I can change to so we can actually see what I'm doing. Like, I just gotta make this larger. Okay, so yeah, I apologize. It's gonna be, oh no, this is awful. Okay, that's good. That's better. Okay, this is good. I'm doing a lot of stuff. I apologize. Okay, and then I'm gonna transition that. So now it's gonna have so that you can see it a little better. It's funny because this was at PAX 2013. Might be backwards for the folks at home, but it was Story War has a lot of blank cards that you can get. So Story War comes with about 10 of them. And it was funny because one of the big selling points is that if you bought the game, you could get any 3 cards that they had drawn that day. And my favorite was the location, which was PAX. The item, which was just a monolith. That was the noun, so that was basically what you could fight with. And my favorite was the object or weapon, it was played as an object. Was Mountain Dews and Dorito, and it said can't legally do this. I think that was the flavor text for the card. This game I've only played a handful of times. I refuse to get rid of it because of these 3 cards. It's funny because with something like this and how like it comes to mind, and this is very sorry, I'm just going through my drawers.
No.
I'm off into another room getting bored card games. There was a game called Button Men. There it is.
Tabletop Simulator, so I can see you guys a little bit better.
Yeah. You can get rid of Tabletop Simulator. I changed up all the cameras. Okay. But there was a thing called Button Men, and Button Men was done by James Ernest, or was by Cheap Ass Games. But they did, it was a big thing that they did at conventions, and so it's very similar with the thing that I see with this is that you could be having like a 2020 event or something, like you would have like a special set where it's just like the SakuraCon, release of this set or something like that, where you would do like little expansions that could go and get peppered into those decks and stuff like that.
That's a big part of my goal, actually. I want to make some, because I said each faction is just like 11 cards.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is create little promos of like local game shop expansion, and it's just like, here's these 11 cards, and it has all the jokes about whatever the card shop is, or making one for like comic conventions, or I want one for creators, like characters you control with your name as the artist gain +1 impact or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get into some wacky, unique situations. I don't think I'm going to go as far as like, it's Tuesday, your characters get a thing, but I want to get into all types of weird, nebulous, situational things.
Yeah. I really dig it. I mean, there's a lot of interesting everything that can go beyond it as well. And I mean, like in the core as well is also good. Like it's a good game and very, like it has that. I see where you're talking about with the smash up, because I get that smash up vibe where you smash up some things and now you have a deck of cards and it's that theme that you're rolling out with, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I enjoy it too. Yeah, I always worry that it's sunken cost fallacy. I've been working on it for 4 years or whatever, so I'm like, man, I have to love it. But every time I play it, I'm still like, yeah, I'm digging this game. I'm also planning on, I want to do a public domain expansion where I have like Dracula with Frankenstein and Jekyll and Hyde and all those other things. So yeah, no, there's a lot of potential for a lot of fun stuff.
Now,
it's fun.
Now, would it be Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster?
I want both. You get 5 characters. I want Dr. Frankenstein. I want Adam, which is what Frankenstein's monsters end up calling himself. I learned way too much about these classic literature when I was researching how to get them into my game. But yeah, no, there's a lot of potential for a lot of fun things. So
I like it.
Yeah. That's great. We actually have a new viewer, the missing Lint. Thank you for tuning in. It sounds like they're also working on a deck building battling game called Witch's Quarrel. So that's great to hear that you're also working on a game, and good luck to you in your kind of journey as you make it. I'm wondering, actually, here's a question for you then, Eli, if you have any thing that you learned, I guess, in kind of making a game that has all these unique decks. Like, how did you kind of approach building these different decks and the indie comics that kind of go with them?
Yeah. Well, I go through the process. I took a lot of notes from Smash Up. Their first block. I noticed that they had a certain amount of characters, a certain amount of minions, and a certain amount of actions, and all the minions added up to the same amount every time. So I tried to incorporate that. But then after playtesting, I just had to find the systems that worked for my game.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have 12 to 15 impact spread out among roughly 5 characters. What I do is I read the comic. Um, I try to read the entire comic that I'm introducing. Um, Figure out what genres they mainly fall into. Find the primary, secondary genre. I usually ask the creator if they have a genre that they predict. But what I found is indie creators, they usually have like 6. There's very few times that they're like, oh yeah, I'm a romantic comedy. So use like romantic comedy, sci-fi, horror, mystery, urban
Yeah.
fantasy. And you're like, okay, I get it. Um,
It has everything in it.
right, exactly. That's why they're indie. If they could fit into a box, then usually, they'd be somewhere else. But yeah, finding the systems and mechanics, and I actually try to make the abilities of the characters based on the comic counterpart. That was a decision. It was like, do I make the systems first? Like, okay, you're these genres, you have to do this stuff, or take it by individual. Oh, your character did this in page 6, so that's what he does in the game now. So finding out ways to gamify the elements there, and then yeah, just a lot of playtesting.
Mhm.
Just finding things that feel good, cool, but also I try to tease combo players. If you play Magic and you're a combo player, you do infinite combos and stuff. My game falls just short of that. Like you can't ever quite make it, but you always feel like I could almost do it. There, if I could just get this there and then make this do that, then I automatically win on the spot. But just kind of sanding off those edges to make it so that you can't quite do it, but everything has
Mhm.
this kind of potential to it, which feels really cool.
Yeah, there's
So,
definitely some mastery there. I've noticed.
right. I'm hoping that people just have their favorite 3. They're like, hey, these are my 3 factions that I love playing these together, and that's my jam. Um, and then they can learn all the unique tricks and things that go along with it. But yeah, that's pretty much the process. And then the genres have, similar to Magic, requirements, strengths, and weaknesses. Like for example, action is the genre that deals more damage. So if you're not an action comic, you're probably not going to be doing extra damage to things. Same thing with heroes, preventing damage, and you probably noticed a couple of those things. But yeah, that's pretty much the process.
Yeah, great. That's an awesome answer and very kind of streamlined in the way of approaching it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
commented on that. Yeah, I try to go for very streamlined, simplified games. I want the rules to get out of the way as soon as they can. It's kind of games I like.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's so great to hear. And as someone who also I really love games that really lean into the themes,
Mhm.
of whether it's a TV show, a movie, or a comic. So it's great that you're kind of representing so many kind of details from the comic in the gameplay.
Yeah,
Obviously, it makes sense since it's based off of that, but I think a
right.
lot of time, yeah, when people sometimes approach games, sometimes there's a leading with the gameplay and then the
Mhm.
art follows. But
Right.
I tend to work the other way, as it sounds like you did on this game, where the art and design and comics kind of informed some of the gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like if you're not using your theme effectively, then you don't need to have a theme. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of my philosophy on it. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And the missing Lint commented also that thinks it's cool that you're working with indie comic creators. Eli is one of the comic creators
Yeah.
that's featured in the game. And yeah, the missing Lint also mentions the collaboration must be so much fun, and I could see
It's
that with all the art.
yes, yeah. It's so nice. It's such a nice community, and they're so eager to hop in to the game. Like because I a lot of common creators come up to me and like, how much do I need to pay to be in your game? I'm like, I actually pay you to be in the game. They're like, what? Really? Wow. And then it's just it's great. Um, but also, I actually had a question. I know you called it a deck builder. In my mind, deck building is the picking cards and making your deck. Do you think it would still qualify as that, or would
You
it be like
know, I think I did kind of maybe misrepresent it a little bit because you definitely build the deck
a
of
deck?
cards at the
Right.
start,
It's
but
construction based. It's deck construction.
Right.
deck
Yeah. Would it be
construction, yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
deck
I
building
know.
means there's like a market and like you have
Yeah.
starting decks.
I know Smash Up uses shuffle building as their term, but I don't know if
Shuffle
that's
building.
just their term or if that's what people call it these days.
It's constructed. It's constructed deck building. I mean,
I like the word shuffle building. I actually hadn't come across that, or don't remember it from my
Yeah.
very long time ago playing Smash
well,
Up.
you shuffle the. I mean, like, yeah, because everybody. Don't you take the event decks, like, or the location cards, and you shuffle them and you make like a deck? Or it's been a bit since
Yeah,
I've done it.
yeah. So you take two factions, shuffle them together. They have two 20-card factions. You shuffle
Mhm.
those, make your 40-card deck. And then you have this library of location cards. And you take the amount of players plus one of those. And then you lay them out. And those are the locations you're playing with. And they all have all types of weird abilities and thresholds and things.
Okay.
Yeah. uh, deck construction. I gotta get those terms right because some people, when they're just going through in a glance and they're trying to figure out what it is, I gotta make sure that I catch them.
Yep.
Because a lot of my housemates are deck building fans, and I don't want to disappoint when they come in and they're like, "This isn't deck building."
Yeah. So my apologies for misspeaking there, but yes, the attract one of the cool parts about Scattered Nexus is the building of your deck that uses kind of the three
Yeah.
combo at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
and
is awesome.
I do plan on having like a 90 to 100 factions by the time I'm done. I plan on just releasing 6 every
Nice.
year until we just have all the possible combinations accounted for. So those should be exciting.
Yeah, and people. So I think I posted it. Maybe I'll post it again here in chat. The website that they can go to kind of learn a little bit more about the Scattered
Yeah,
Nexus card game.
yeah,
On that website, it has the link to the Kickstarter that you can sign up for notification.
yeah.
But I'm wondering on this website, or maybe there's another place, can people find out more about like the indie comics themselves that are referenced?
Yeah, I am working on a page for them in particularly. They all use different sites for their comics, so it's a little hard to
Right.
just see them all collected. The new comics are all web comics, most of them. So like I'm gonna put links there, but the previous 6 are all like physical comics. So it's like I need to find ways to get you to them. Maybe I'll ask for like PDFs to download. Maybe that would be a cool thing to have them all in one place because you definitely enjoy them more when you know the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got it. It's a big part is making sure that I am advertising and promoting the
Yeah,
comics.
no worries. I know it's a lot of hit list of things you have to kind of get in
Right.
place as you're getting the Kickstarter
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, keep an eye on the website, and yeah, there'll be some stuff coming down there pretty soon.
Cool. Let's see. The missing link was also asking, is there a good place to just see a bunch of cards? Um,
Mm,
let's see.
no,
I
not
can share the link to the tabletop
tabletop
simulator
simulator.
mod.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's the best place. As I said, right now things are still being sent to playtesters and oh, sorry, got a cat lap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
yep.
uh,
Cat time.
so there's still small potential for changes, and I always feel bad being like, here's all the cards, they're all perfect, and then take them all down 2 weeks later, like, oh, sorry, no, this one was messing. Um, but uh, but yeah, you go to Tabletop Simulator. That will have the most updated cards, and once they are finalized and all set, then I'll be posting them on social media as well as the Scattered Nexus Card Game.com site.
Yep. Perfect. Well, great. So I put that link in there where you can find the game on Steam and Tabletop Simulator, the mod there that you can open up and kind of, I think you said it's 12 decks in there that people can kind of shuffle around and see.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Cool.
got rid of the ones I was playtesting. Like there is actually already a Jekyll and Hyde, Doctor Frankenstein, Dracula
Whoa.
uh, deck, but uh, I was just used art off the internet. And for some reason, that bothers me. So I gotta. Once we get serious, I'll just commission some artists to make some new art for it, and then that might be a
Yeah.
cool thing to get into.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I love seeing all the other new decks and stuff, and especially the different genres and how they work.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's see. Yeah, if anyone else in chat has any other questions for Eli, we're kind of coming close to the wrap up time for the stream here. But don't worry, missing link. You can watch the replay and kind of scroll back once we're done here and see kind of the zoom ins of some of the cards and the overview of Eli's game, Scattered Nexus. And yes, missing link. You are not the only person who pauses videos on YouTube to read cards. I do that I do that all the time. I'd probably do that more than going to BGG and looking at images because I get bored really quickly where I'm like, no, let me find the card image. No, 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 we should just go to a video. That's probably easier.
Well, yeah, actually, I mean, missing lint. But how about the next day or two? I'll put the cards on my site so you can just take your time and look through them. I am just trying to add more stuff to the site. That's where most people are going to get info. So I want to get as much info as I can. I'll just put a little disclaimer like subject to tweaks, that way I'm covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Card bases are always in style, especially if you're going to be having a lot of big, massive things, because that's going to be big for metas and a bunch of other stuff.
Right. I'm so excited to get a meta. I don't have one yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And yeah, we hope to. I know you mentioned conventions haven't been in the current I think we're in that same thing where we're slowly getting back into conventions and stuff, but
Yeah.
we'll definitely look forward to kind of seeing this game kind of at a future convention because there's something about having it played in person and like you mentioned seeing the meta develop between people that are just there at the convention who are
Right.
diehard fans sitting there and playing your game.
Right.
We've had that happen a couple of times with people who've brought kind of battle-based card games where
Yeah.
someone is like, I want to, sit here and play all the decks so I can kind of get a better idea of how everything plays.
Right. Yeah. And I think that'll be particularly exciting. I want to figure out because I'm very open and just about the community. So like I'm excited to see what type of weird play formats people are going to come up with, how a tournament would even work. So there's a lot of questions. But yeah, I'm excited about all of it. Yeah. So yeah.
Great. Let's see. Missing Lynn also asks, will you be at Gen Con?
I don't think so. I don't think I don't think I got in early enough. But there's a very small chance that the Indie Game Alliance will be demoing Scattered Nexus there, but I said that's a small chance. I'm going to try to go to the digital version of it and try to show off my game there and see if that works. But
Oh yeah, do they have a Discord and kind of are
I believe
organizing tests?
so. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, if you just look for Eli Scattered Nexus, yeah, that's how you find him and the game. Welcome, Lackey, coming in at the end there. Thanks for tuning in. I know
Yeah.
you're busy getting ready for conventions too, so it's just in time.
Right. To get in
But
for attendance, I was here, and then then the bell rings.
yeah, no worries. And there's plenty of conventions down the line too.
Right.
And at
That's
least
what I'm trying to think about it.
yeah, so we'll be at Dragonflight. I think maybe at Geek Girl Con. It's a 1 day convention, but well, it's always a fun one. And I know OrcaCon is the other big one that I think is in January, so it's kind of a little bit after your campaign, but
Yeah.
it tends to be indie game design focused and is fun.
Yeah, I'll look into that one. And also, I said I plan on releasing an expansion hopefully every year. So if don't get this one, I'll just roll it into the next one.
Perfect. Yes, just plan on keep releasing, keep that meta going, and keeping people interested.
Right.
Perfect. Let's see. Well, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any other shout outs and stuff that you want to do for Scattered Nexus. This is a great time to do it. I'll do one more post in the chat here of the Kickstarter where people can go to get signed up and notified.
Yeah. You said shout out for on my base. What do I want to shout out to anyone?
Oh yeah, if you have
Yeah.
any shout outs that you want to do.
Oh, I've never done shout outs before. Want to thank my mom. She was always there. She was doing nice things. Special thanks to all the comic creators who have been working with me off and on. The original game was made back in 2020. Tried to do a Kickstarter. It didn't fund because I didn't know anything about advertisement at all. Then COVID hit. I took 2 years off, just kind of working in my own little thing, and then now kind of coming out of my cave to, shout about the game from the rooftops. But those comic creators who have been there since 2020, who have just been like, "Hey, when's the game out? Oh yeah, I'm working on it. Just wait it out. 2 years of waiting is a long time. So, but yeah, the community who's been supporting and watching the whole time,
Is it called?
it's been great. I'm excited to see it grow and see how it develops.
Yeah, perfect. Those are great shout outs. And yeah, it's yeah, like you said, I know the last 2 years have been kind of everything a little bit in flux and stuff, but it's great to see your game kind of developed and ready for Kickstarter. And we look forward to sharing it and supporting it because August is just around the corner. So
Right.
can't wait.
Yeah, I gotta get on some stuff. All right.
Yeah. Not to stress you out. Not to stress you out. You're doing great. Doing great. Okay, perfect. Well, you know where to find us, everyone. We're Playtest Northwest. You can find us online and in person at a lot of events. If you follow us on meetup.com/playtestnw. We also, are obviously open to doing game demos or chatting about topics and such on our Twitch stream every Tuesday around 7 p.m. You can follow us on Twitter. That's where we kind of announce when we have news and other things going on. I think the last shout out I have of the night, I'll post another link in here. Biome Borneo and a number of local designers are putting on a virtual summit on Friday.
Oh,
So if you go to the link there, or I believe it's caseforlocalmanufacturing.com is also the website that'll get you there.
Oh,
But exactly as it's phrased, it's a virtual summit to kind of talk about the case for building things and manufacturing locally. They've been doing a lot of great connecting work with the Western Washington University, a number of organizations that are building like sustainable pieces for board games.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really rad. We had them on I think a few months ago when their Kickstarter was in progress. Talk about things like mushroom based paper. It was fascinating. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. But that's on this Friday is happening. If you go to that website and sign up, you'll get more information on the summit. And we look forward to hearing kind of what those local designers have been working on.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to thank you guys taking the time playing my game. I know people are like, you guys just playing games all the time, but it's hard work. Like there's a lot of time and effort and energy you're putting in. So
yeah.
definitely wanted to shout out to you guys for doing the good work out there.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Always happy to do it. And I mean, it's the rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing is the mentality that we have here at Playtest Northwest, and plus, the tabletop community in general. So you'll find nothing but supporters around here, and we're happy to do it.
That's great.
So perfect. All right. Well, everyone, have a good rest of your week. Stay cool out there. I know the temperature's going up. And also, enjoy all the games and stuff that you're playing and all the things that you're working on. And we look forward to catching you on stream next week and at events and conventions and things. But yeah, until we see you next time, have a good evening. Bye.